It's been quieter around here ever since Vladimir went to live on the Eye full-time. Before I say anything, I need to clarify that I have no formal medical training. So with that in mind, I think so. I know I said the scans weren't normal, but I would differentiate that from dangerous or concerning. I plan on keeping an eye on you, but you seem to have adapted to the changes. You're feeling okay, right? Then, depending on what different means, we do some more scans, talk it over with the group, and make a decision. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm not a doctor, but I do have eyes. I think I'd notice. I have no reason to expect anything that drastic will happen, but we are in uncharted waters here, so I guess you'd just be extra handy to have around. Okay, well, if I were a doctor, I would absolutely advise against that, for a variety of reasons. But I'll take it as a positive sign for now. For now, just relax. We're all behind you, and we'll take care of you if we need to. And if you wake up in the middle of the night to find me standing over you, taking scans or drawing blood, just take it in stride. I'm kidding, I wouldn't do that. Probably. Stay safe, okay?
Now that we have a moment, I wanted to ask how you're feeling. After your experience at the temple, you've given everyone at the lodge quite a scare. Why am I concerned? Let's think for a moment. Ah, yes. It isn't exactly an everyday occurrence to stumble across a mysterious temple and absorb some type of strange alien energy from within. That's distressing, but to be expected, I suppose. According to what I've heard, your body absorbed an almost unquantifiable amount of energy of a type we can't even begin to understand. We're dealing with something unknown to modern science. Who knows how this encounter has affected your body or your mind? Although I don't know the exact nature of the energy you absorbed, I'm fairly certain it means you no harm. I don't have any scientific data to back that up, so you'll just have to trust my intuition. Don't worry, you'll be fine. I know you're simply trying to brush this off with humor, but you really should act more concerned. That temple proves we're dealing with entities of unknown origin. The problem is that we can't even begin to guess what their intention was towards us and where they've gone. It's a possibility I've considered, but I'm not 100% convinced. The only thing we can be certain of is that the technology we've encountered points to beings that live outside the settled systems. Perhaps that's true, or perhaps you were simply quite lucky. It's just that... Oh, I'm afraid that we're flying almost completely blind here. All we know for certain at this point is that whoever created the artifacts are the same beings that built the temple. Anything else is just guesswork. I might as well put on a blindfold and toss darts at theories written on the wall. As far as Constellation's concerned, you're the first human we're aware of that's ever encountered one of these places. Now, whether you consider that lucky or not, that's another matter entirely. Oh, my goodness, absolutely. But we're only at the very beginning. there are still so many questions that need to be answered. Who was this wondrous structure built to accommodate? How long ago did these entities inhabit our universe? Are they still out there, somewhere? Yes, exactly. Now you understand why it's imperative that we solve this puzzle. It's funny. I used to think the artifacts were the end-all be-all of scientific discovery, the pinnacle mystery of our time. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine it would lead to something of this magnitude. I just hope that you'll come through this, whatever it is, unharmed. Oh, well, thank you. Look, I've already taken up too much of your time. All I can do is promise that I'm not going to make you deal with this mystery alone. Whatever might be happening, I'll be right here to help you every step of the way.
Your ship is way bigger than Dad's. I'll say. You ever heard of the Mantis, the famous bounty hunter? Some people say the Mantis has superpowers. I don't think that's true, though. They're just really tough and have a cool ship. If you had a cool ship, you'd be like the Mantis, only better. I bet you'd make a pretty great superhero. The Lodge is kind of like a secret lair already, right? We're keeping these super secret artifacts here right under everybody's noses. Does that mean you're already a superhero then? That's awesome! Bye!
We have not yet had a moment to talk about what happened to you at that place. Temple? I am not sure what to call it. In all my time amongst the stars, I have never heard of such a thing. What do you think that place was? Then it seems fitting that you were the one to discover it. Certainly it is too soon to speculate about who built it, but how can we not? After what you experienced, do you have any insights? I suppose it is possible, but I cannot imagine anyone who could build such a thing. I am sorry. After what you have been through, I should be asking about you. Are you all right? Have you felt any side effects? How can any of us know what will happen? This is the definition of unprecedented, is it not? Yes, I meant apart from that. I am still trying to comprehend that on its own. The artifacts, that temple, this new ability you have acquired, clearly they are all connected. This is all so much bigger than we realized. You are right. Now we have even greater reason to press forward, to learn more about what is at work here. You might find it absurd, but honestly, the Lodge. I have never been surrounded by such a remarkable group of people, present company included. It has been a very long time since I have been someplace that could possibly feel like home. There are worlds beyond count out there, but that feeling is rare and precious. I have done so in the past, when necessary, but I am not the best pilot, and it seems prudent to apply my skills where they are most useful. Lately, that means aiding you. And that, I think, has worked out very well. Honestly, I cannot answer that. So many years have been driven by survival in intense circumstances. Leisure time it's been in short supply. And I suppose I have conditioned myself to not think about it much. I do enjoy combat training, though I suppose that is hardly the answer you are looking for. You have given me something to consider. Thank you for that. I enjoy the conversation.
I've got some stuff on my mind when you have the time. You need something? if you can get me vid reception. I'm missing my stories. I'd appreciate your advice. After our last talk, my eyes feel a little more at peace, a little more whole. Cora's grandpa, good old Jacob, well, he just will not stop pestering me to see Cora. And that's complicated. I mean, can you blame them? She's something else. But things with my dad, my early years, they weren't good. My mother died when I was 7. Some people have such strong memories from their early life. Me, I mean, I remember her. I have some pictures. I remember the feelings, but just a few clear memories. She had these truly ancient cameras, like caveman type things. Had a room with a red light. She developed pictures she took in this chemical bath. I remember sitting on a stool, looking up at them slowly fading in, and it was like alchemy to me then. That's all I have. Just glimpses like that. She banged up her knee real good in an accident. So she went in for knee replacement. Supposed to be routine, but that damn anesthesiologist dropped the ball. And one day Mom's fine, and the next, doctors take her away. Oh, yeah. It's all right. It's ancient history. So, Jacob raised me on his own, and shit, maybe I don't give him enough credit. I mean, I know how tough it is, but he was strict, hard. Dad was a longtime civil servant, a big man in government, and he had a future all laid out for me. And man, could he get his hooks into you. He was scary good at that. At his height, he was some sort of trade minister. A very prominent man in Aquila City. And after I came along, he stepped down to a lower posting. He still had a finger in trade all over the collective. I can't deny it. He sacrificed a lot to be closer to Mom and me. Maybe. But it was tough to live up to his exacting expectations. But I tried. I felt the weight of legacy. I wanted to do him proud. He said I had to learn the business, run some freight, see how credits flow, speak the language. Meanwhile, he's working some angle for a government job for me after. That sounded even more miserable than what I was doing. Oh, I started to. Many, many times. He'd always steer the conversation away or just use logic to dissect every little point. Once I held my ground, and he said I was an ungrateful child, not worthy of what he was doing. Imagining you around back then, let's just say you would have been, distracting. But I had a point, if I can remember it. Even after I was with the Rangers, Dad was just always needling, angling for me to join the government. But by then I knew myself more, and I could stand up to him. And Lillian, well, she helped. If I let Jacob into Cora's life, he'll dream up some big future for her, and tie her into knots like he did with me. A man could teach a master class in manipulation. Well, no. But he hasn't had much opportunity. And he's a sly one. I'm not sure I'd be able to spot anything. I mean, I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure that freight company was silently partnered with good old Dad. And the smuggling? I wouldn't put it past him to be involved. Very involved. He always did a good job of keeping that side of the business hidden from everyone. Especially me. I suppose. Stranger things have happened. I guess I got more to think about.
Lifting off now.
Oh, sorry. Was doing the tally's work in my head. Inventory on the station, next supply run. Stretches the mind to the far ends. Not sure neat is the word. Heart-stopping might be closer to the mark. More saying we don't know. And, that you'll be the first to lose ignorance's blessing if it's bad. Anyway, we'll be with you as we all figure what this means. Artifacts sure keep being a showboat of surprises. The eye's showing signs over another one of those big anomalies. Here, catch a smile.
got time for a quick chat? I'd appreciate it when you're able. Where to begin? That temple? The hell was that? I've been from one end of the shuttle systems to the other more times than I could count. But I've never, and I mean never, encountered something like that. Who built it? Why? So many questions. That's a good word for it. And what you can do? I am not a scientist, not in the least. But that ability, power, it's just plain scientifically impossible. Okay, just don't say that back at the lodge. Some of them would blow a gasket if you suggested that. Forget about me, how are you? I mean, whatever happened, it could have deep physiological effects. I hope not mental. And even if everything's perfect, still, I can't imagine what's going through your head. That's not disturbing. No, not at all. The other Constellation members are going to lose their minds once they hear about this. Assuming they even believe us.
And we're off.
Star Parcel freighter to unknown vessel. I have an urgent package, hoping for some assistance. Acknowledge? The Star Parcel's fleet's got a load of these aging Deimos monsters. Built like tanks, but well past their warranty. It's gonna take hours to fix this, if we can get the engine back online at all. "30 years ago, this ship would be a beast. Maybe more like 50. I got a hot package that's paid for expedited delivery. They'll dock my pay if it doesn't get to its destination. Star Parcel will reward you well if you can assist." Eventually, sure. And by then, it's a black mark on my record and wages garnished. Star Parcel always knows how to stick it to us. The paperwork involved in giving you anything extra is a nightmare. Yeah, okay. I get it. Tell you what, I can pay you some credits from the discretionary fund up front. Best I can do. Excellent. All you need to do is drop this off to the ship services technician on New Atlantis. They'll take it from there. Thanks for bailing me out of this nightmare.
Landing site locked. Take us in.
time's right, I'd appreciate a chat.
rumor. See if you live up to the hype. We can talk if you like. Do not bore me. So rare that someone new comes along. From the sidelines, it's a real treat to see everyone scrambling. It's very profitable as well. Oh, this whole thing? I suppose it did cost a few fortunes. But it is nice to travel with a modicum of style. It's not yet time. I don't even know if it will ever be. But hope and my pocketbook springs eternal. I really can't say, as much as I'd like to. It may mean nothing, but I'm rooting for you. Sorry, can't say. Hopefully all will make sense in time. Good luck. Please, just be careful. Very careful. I hope to see you at a much later date.
This is Constellation Star Station LO-868. Welcome aboard.
Oh, sore. One too many squats. Got one. I'd go into the astronomical charting data with you, but clear as day just to point you right to it.
Ah, hello. I look forward to it.
Looks like it's tag you're it, Andreja.
Tag indeed, Sam. We will see you later.
Hey, what can I do for you? You should inspect your ship for heat leeches every couple landings. They'll cause plenty of havoc if left unchecked. You the courier? I've been expecting you. Star Parcel has your payment right here. Anything else you need?
I really thought you'd understand where I'm coming from, Sam.
I just think you should give it a little more thought, okay?
All right, well, let's see what she says. Hey, you have a second? Sam and I were just having a, discussion, and I wanted someone else's input.
I think it's more accurate to say that you and I have now both been cornered, but sure.
I'd like to, get in shape, do some working out. So I asked Vladimir for some tips, and he basically said weightlifting was a bad idea.
Are you sure that's what he said, or is it just what you heard?
Anyway, so I wanted to get Sam's opinion on it, and he pretty much said the same thing.
Okay, since now you've been fully roped into this, let's all just take a step back. I had simply pointed out that if you take a look at Mateo, weightlifting isn't necessarily the first thing that comes to mind. I was wondering whether there might be a better option for him, and just sort of musing in general about the idea of sticking to things you're inclined to, versus going out and trying something completely new. Well, what's your take on it? You think it's better to stick to what you know, or to take any opportunity to try something that's maybe outside your comfort zone? Well, now I'm just talking more generally, philosophically, if you will. Well, there you have it.
That's what I've been saying! Anyway, thanks. I think I'm gonna try it. And don't worry, I'll be sure and ask Vladimir for pointers.
Hey, we'll support you no matter what. Just don't want to see you get hurt is all.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. And maybe, if I need a spotter...
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Oh, pardon me. Was that your stomach or mine? So, you gotta fill me in on what happened at the temple. What happened? What did you see? Sounds like we need more data to me. Then what happened? I heard you did some stuff and then you changed. By different, you mean you have magical superpowers? Sure, different is technically appropriate as a descriptor, but it wouldn't be my first choice. You encountered advanced technology that altered your biology in a way that results in... in what? Superpowers? I could call it that weird thing that you do, but it does seem like a mouthful. Fair enough. Maybe we can run some tests later. Anyway, thanks for filling me in on the temple and your power. I wonder if we can find any more traces of whoever built them. It just opens up a world of questions. It's so exciting.
Ask if you've got questions. Speak up if you have ideas. We're all here for the same reason. You and me both. The implications are staggering. Obviously, we don't know anything for certain, at least not yet, but there sure seems to be a connection between these temples and the artifacts. So it would follow that someone, or something, built them. Both the temples and the artifacts. That alone is huge, isn't it? You said it, not me. I'll concede it's a possibility, but it's only 1 in a million. As much as we'd like to, we can't jump to conclusions just yet. That might end up being the understatement of all time. But really, we can't get ahead of ourselves. We just need to focus on our next steps. More research, documenting our findings, and not jumping to conclusions, no matter how enticing that might be. You're doing great out there.
I must admit, you've surprised me. I thought you were going to take off as soon as you'd gotten something from us. But I was wrong. I want you for a little soiree I'm planning. A business meeting, of a sort at least. It's about an artifact, and our goal is simple. We're going to purchase it. Our seller is a freelance operative in the city of Neon, which means the artifact is almost certainly stolen from someone. I just need a little more presence in the negotiation to show we're serious. And I think you'd be perfect. Oh, exceedingly. The free market there is in full effect. Anything goes as long as you have the money. We'll be taking advantage of that. I hate to point out the obvious, but everyone in Constellation is exceedingly dangerous. Even the 12-year-old.
I will take that as a compliment.
I know my request isn't what we usually do, but we all have our methods. I have connections and buying power. Why not use them? So what do you say? I just need a ride to Neon, we talk to a few underhanded operatives, and then we're back for evening drinks. To the Volai star system, then. I admit I'm a little excited.